In this video, I'll be talking about Chartifact. Now, Chartifact is a next generation document format primarily designed for LLM consumption. Now, I will just jump into the demo. So let me navigate to microsoft.github.io/Chartifact. Now, if you want to know the source code where this entire new document format is set up, you can navigate to the GitHub repository. Now, here in the GitHub repository, you'll be able to see all the code. Now, this is a Microsoft product, so it's basically created by Microsoft. And if you see the description over here, it's a declarative interactive data document. So, Chartifact is a low code document format for creating interactive data driven pages such as reports, dashboards, and presentation. Now, it's similar to a markdown file format, but it does something different. So it travels like a document and works like a mini app. Now, I'll show you some couple of examples with regards to chart effect. But the chart effect basically contains a lot of things in it. Like you can create a lot of artifacts within chart effect. Now, here there are something like say text. So you can create a markdown with dynamic placeholders. You can have an input like a text box, checkbox, slider, drop down. You can have a table, sortable, selectable, and editable grid. Now, this is all similar to like the markdown file, right? But then you can also integrate charts. So from Vega and Vega Lite visualizations, you can integrate charts. You can integrate that mermaid diagram. So you can actually represent the mermaid diagram with flowcharts, networks, and more with a mermaid plugin. And this is all data driven diagram. You can also have a dynamic image URL based on the variables, and you can have a name set of variables. A sandbox runtime that securely renders the document, so it is primarily very secure. You also get a VS Code extension, which I'm going to show you shortly. A web-based viewer and editor for viewing, quick edits, and sharing. Now, authoring format. So chart effect documents can be written in two different formats. So Markdown and JSON. So Markdown is basically human readable, so it is easy to write and review. Interactive elements are embedded as fence JSON blocks. JSON. So this is another format. JSON, structured and precise. It is for programmatic generation or when working directly with a document schema. So this is mainly used for sending out file to a specific system or service, or maybe LLM in this case. Now, why the need of this format? This format is designed with AI assistance in mind. So you have got a structured syntax, which makes document easy to edit and generate with LLMs. In editor tools and agent mode available in VS Code. HTML exports retain semantic structure for downstream AI tools. Now, these are some of the feature set, like the document runtime is reactive, components stay in sync through the set of variables. There are reactive variables, update elements and data source automatically. Dynamic bindings, let the variables appears in chart, which I'm going to just show you. REST integration supports fetching data from external services. Vega transforms provides basically the charting capabilities. And the styling is done using standard CSS. And from a security perspective, this is also important to note that chart effect is designed to be safe by default. It is rendered in a sandbox iframes to isolate the execution of the code. There's no custom JavaScript execution, no raw HTML and Markdown, and cross-site scripting defensive CSS parsing. Now, if I click on one of the examples, so if I click on examples over here, I can see the list of examples listed over here. So if I go into say grocery list, now if you see the extension over here, this is grocery list idoc.md. But now this is not just like a simple markdown file, but then it has got that interactive capability. Now, as you see over here, it is interactive. I can select something, and as you see, once I select, the chart gets the input and then it starts rendering. So I click on grapes, I click on strawberries, I click on bread, click on apples and oranges. And I can even unselect those. And then I can get the price, mentioned price over here. If you want to see the source, you can go into view source, and then you can see some combination of JSON. So as you see over here, these are all like JSON components. So this is a schema definition for the JSON, and this is the actual data. So you see bananas, apples, oranges. So these all things are the actual data. So price 1.2, and then here you can go ahead and make that changes. So if I make it 1.4, then that will get reflected over here. So it is dynamic, it is quick. And if I make this instead of zero point 0.5, I'll just make it 5. So this is 5, and now I can select and then see the graph over here. So this is all dynamic. So the syntax is like your three tilde over here, and then you see JSON Vega, and these are the data. And from a total price perspective, this is again the markdown syntax, but then this is a dynamic variable which gets rendered over here. So that it calculates the total price just by summing up the price over here. Then from a Vega Lite interactive perspective, here you are rendering the chart over here. So field is category. Now I can change the field to say component, field type nominal, title category. So let me just make this as component, and you can see the changes over here. And then I can make it dynamic over here. So I can just select, and then the syntax is like, again, you just need to put that three characters over here, and then that is the end of the file. So this is how the file gets basically generated. Now there are multiple examples, but then I'm going to show that example in VS Code. So let's go into VS Code. Now in VS Code, there is an extension. So if I click on extension, I'll type in Chartifact. I've already installed the Chartifact extension. So I'll click on Chartifact, and then you'll be able to see the Chartifact extensions over here. Now the extension works under the two file formats. So this is very important to note: idoc.md and idoc.json. So two different file format: markdown for just readability purpose, and JSON is for like actual file transfer to different, say, large language model if you are utilizing the LLM. Now there are other functionality, but let me just go ahead and go into chart effect command. So chart effect interactive documents, I get to see a lot of things over here: convert to HTML, convert to markdown, new chart effect interactive document JSON, new chart effect interactive document markdown. And then I can create all this document. So if I click on new chart effect interactive document markdown, I'll be able to see a sample over here. So this is a by default sample, Seattle weather. And if you want to view this, you can also view the preview from here as well. Now, let me go into the folder over here. So let me go to chart effect. And now let me type in chart effect. And then from here, I can see reset tool confirmation, preview interactive document, and the folder. So let's go ahead and go into the examples folder. So if I click on the examples folder over here, so let me go ahead and say go into say folder. So say let me open a folder. So file, close. So let me create one simple text file, and over here let me open a folder. So let me open say dev and code, and let me open that folder. And it will ask me to open the folder, and this is the folder which I have opened now. Now if I open the folder, I get to see a couple of things over here. So JSON markdown schema. So let me close all this window over here. Let me zoom it a bit. So chart effect examples, JSON markdown and schema, and then it will give you some instructions. So if I click on instructions, so this is agent instructions for the chart effect example. So how do you basically create that chart effect document? So nice set of documentation has been provided over here. Now you have an option. If you do a right click, then you can perform various other options that are available in VS Code. Now let me go into the JSON, and now within the features and Seattle weather, now I have other things over here. So if I go to y chart effect doc.json, just do a right click and preview Chartifact interactive document. Then it will load the document over here. And this is a basic set of presentation. It says this is a document format for the LLMH. Industry lacks a shareable document format designed for AI assisted knowledge work. LLM revolution. So LLM transforms how we create and consume information. Knowledge workers expect interactive dynamic content. So it talks about we are still using the document format from the pre-AI era, and then that's the need for the new document format. So the current landscape, if you see in PDF is a single self-contained file, not human editable, not interactive, nor responsive, static. HTML, yes, it is powerful and interactive, but there is an issue with the security, and corporate systems block it. Markdown, clear winner so far, human readable, version controllable, but then it has got limited interactivity. So it also removes the limitation of the Markdown file. So the chart effect basically is interactive. So it is human readable, it is version controllable, and then it is human. It has got interactivity as well. And these are like some of the feature sets. Now this is a uh, chart effect document. So as you see, this document is interactive. So if I just scroll the mouse over here, this is an interactive document. Now let's go into the other document. So there is a grocery list. So if I go over here and then preview it, this is how the grocery list will look like. This is what we have just seen in the examples, right? So this will generate a chart. If I go to mermaid org, so if you want to see the code for mermaid org, so this is basically a JSON format. So if you see dot JSON, and then these are like all the data are stored in the form of a JSON format, and then you're using the Vega visualization. Now if I just do a right click and preview the chart effect over here, it will show me the mermaid plugin org chart. Now here it is interactive. So if I click over here, I can remove the content, right? So I've removed the content, and then that's how the structure has been generated. So this is TD, LR, and I can even add a row, or maybe I can reset the complete hierarchy. Then we have a sales dashboard. If I just do a right click, go to preview chart effect interactive document, and then I'll be able to see. Now these again is interactive. So this shows the data from August month. If I say July, if I see September, and then this is how the chart will interact. Now these are the set of chart sales data. So again, this is all interactive. This is all content in one particular document. Sales report .json. Now, again, this is also about the sales report. So this is in a kind of a document format over here. And then you can also see that, oh, this is how it is all interactive. So remember, this is like kind of a Word document, but then this is more interactive. So you can put all the dynamic content over here, and then this will give you the result back. Why? So this we have seen. Let's go into the features. So if I go into the features, I've got one.primer.doc.json. Let me go to preview chart interactive document over here. I can see all the syntaxes of how I can create, what are the different variables I can create, like string, number, boolean, array, object, and string. And then how this is interactive. So if you see over here, this is all getting dynamically rendered within the screen. I can enable the feature. Favorite color is blue, green, pick up orange, apple, banana. So this is all like an example of how this control is placed. Let's look into the next part, inline JSON. So this is what we have seen from a table perspective. Then we have CSV from URL. So load CSV data from a fixed URL. So it is pointing to a CSV data, and then it is loading from that URL. Okay. Now again, you can scroll down to the data set. Now, if you want to view the code, just click on it, and then you will be able to see from which particular location this data is getting rendered. So this is that source CSV file. Then we go to dynamic URL, preview chart effect interactive document. This is also coming from a JSON file, so dynamic JSON file. Inline CSV data. So if you have an inline CSV data, this is like inline CSV data. Inline TSV data, this is tab separated value. Custom delimiter. So these all things can be done. Then there is a chart. If I go to preview the chart, this is the chart rendering. If I go to table, and this is how the table is getting rendered, and then I can even select multiple. This is a selectable table. The top one is just a basic table. Then we have styling component. So how css works, so it will give you the Google Fonts demo. You can even render the different type of fonts, different type of, like if you see the code based font, and then all the other Google based font. Data transformation, preview chart effect, interactive document. Now again, this is where I talked about that category. And then if you see, as I just change the index, then the table below gets rendered correctly, right? Like with the correct set of values. From a drop down perspective, preview the document, and I can select different values, and then it will change the value dynamically. Then there are set of presets. I'll just preview that, and small and red, large and green, medium and gray, and that's how, you know, it automatically selects the value. Mermaid, so this is like the mermaid chart, and then I can play around with the chart. I can remove the component, I can add a row, I can reset the value, and I can do a whole bunch of other things over here. So you can draw complex diagram just with the help of data set. Then we have images. So you can even refer to the images from an external URL. So as you see, it is coming from a pixel. Now this image will load, and I can dynamically set the width, height, and maybe I'll just keep this image very small. So height is 200 and width is 100. I can render the markdown images complete URL variable, and I can even put it inline. Now, if I go into another example, say Seattle weather over here. Now this is a JSON file. I'll preview this, and this is the JSON file, but then rendered in the form of a Chartifact document. And these are the different, say, sales dashboard. So if I see the sales dashboard, these are the different document content. Like this, all things I have already explained to you. Now these all things are in the form of a JSON. So if you see, the extension is JSON. Now if I go into the markdown part, now within the markdown I can also get this content. So if you see, this is idoc.md. Now if I preview this document, then this is again the same thing. Now if I want to see the source code, again the syntax is like JSON Vega, and you put the schema, you put the data, and then at the end you just close the file like this. So that's it, folks. This is all about Chartifact. Chartifact basically is a next generation uh, markdown kind of a file, but then it is much more than a markdown file. It is interactive. You can interact with various component. You can render chart, you can make it interactive with the help of a control, you can dynamically load an image, dynamically load the data, and this will be going to be used with multiple LLMs for rendering the data, for transferring the data, and then making all those data accessible to different end users. Thanks for watching.